Let 'Em Go is a 2021 neo-western film starring Diane Lane and Kevin Costner. This film is also produced, written, and directed by Thomas Bazucha. Following the loss of their son, a retired sheriff and his wife leave their Montana ranch to rescue their young grandson from the clutches of a dangerous family living off the grid in the Dakotas. This film is amazing. I was astounded and I was deeply entertained watching this film. And for a Western film, I know people, these genres, they love films, but they stay away from Westerns for some weird reason. It's the same thing. It's like Westerns is like the country music of movies. People will listen to anything, but they will stay away from country. People will watch anything, but they'll stay away from Westerns. I don't know why is that. Maybe it's because Westerns have more of a slower tone when it comes to the entertainment genre or just getting to the point. But deep down, if you would give Westerns and country music a chance, they actually express a lot of deep shit on their scripts. I'm saying that to say this. Let 'Em Go pulled me over. I love Western films anyway, but Let 'Em Go was a very good film. It does not drag at all. As soon as the movie starts, Kevin Costner's character and Diane Lane's character already go through their loss of losing their son through a tragic accident. After Diane Lane and Kevin Costner's character go through this traumatic loss of their son, they treat their grandson as if it's their own son. They show scenes of them getting along and doing certain things when it comes to them having a closer bond to the grandchild. And as audiences, we get pulled in a lot. But I wish they showed more of that so we can grow more attached to the grandson. So when things started happening, I would be more on the edge of my seat. I was on the edge of my seat, but I wasn't that engaged to the point where I would fear for the grandson's life as the movie progresses when they try to get the son back. And even though we was focused on those two characters, the rest of the people on the film, they did a good job, but I wish that the film would have progressed more on those characters as well, especially with the husband, the one that they lost, and the sub-husband that the wife ended up marrying. Even though it didn't bore me, because the movie did not drag at all, the movie, it went right down to the point. I wanted to see how things would come to the terms of a traumatic and a thrilling aspect. So that's when we get introduced with the Wee Boys. The Wee Boys is, like I mentioned, they are related to the husband that is a newlywed of the wife. And man, they already knew that something was not right, because the reason why they was trying to get their grandson back is because they found out that the husband was being aggressive, to the son-in-law, and being aggressive to the wife as well. So they wanted to not just, because it could have been foul play. So they wanted to try to see how things was. They wanted to try to question that. But the wife left. The wife left the area. So that was when they tried to search it. That was when they were trying to search to see where she was located at. So when they found the house and when they found out where the grandson could be, we get introduced to the Wee Boy family. Now, he has brothers, and the brothers are brutes. They're big, they're muscular and stuff. Don't really say much, but they all act on instinct. They all act on knowing if something goes down, they're gonna get up and try to take care of it full force. So these are young people going against two elders. So I kind of felt like the elders is going to get fucked up. They had weapons, but at the same time, Kevin Costner's character is a retired sheriff, so he tries not to reflect on using a gun towards people. There was even a time where Diane Lane, she sneaks a gun in the car, and he finds out, and he pulls it out, and he shows her, like, what the hell, Margaret? Even though she said it was necessary, she said that, like, there's a part that there might be a moment where I might need it, but I don't want to not have it, So we get introduced to the Wee Boys, but what got me into the movie a lot is the mother of the Wee Boys, and her name is Leslie Manville. Her character is what made the movie to me. I loved her character. Her character is threatening, imposing, and her presence alone makes you feel as if she is not to be trifled with, which is weird because even though when you see her character, she is nice. She asks people how they're doing. She was even nice to Diane Lane's and Kevin Costner's character, Margaret and George, as she was sitting down making dinner for them and stuff and just cracking jokes. That dinner scene in that movie is what made the whole film for me because it went down to them getting along, to them beginning to bring up certain grudges that Blanche Weeboy, the mother character, was expressing towards Margaret and George, and they had to explain it. And at the same time, as they was explaining it, that was when the mother of the wee boys, like the mother of the wee boys, the sons, was beginning to get a little frustrated, a little pissed off, and it was beginning to get up. It was beginning ready to pummel them down. The odds was against them in this film. The odds was against the two main characters, which made it more engaging to me. I know people don't like that in films where there's too many bad guys or they could probably get killed, but I like that in the film. I want my characters to be at the brink of death. It makes it more engaging, and they have done that well with this film. And not only that, but I have to give Leslie Manville praise because watching her gave me chills because I was getting vibes of this other movie that I watched recently called The Girl Next Door. They actually had a character that was just like her, that was threatening, imposing, acted nice, but at the same time, if you pissed her off, she would find ways to really reel you in. And not only that, but the law was on her side too. Not just with Ruth. Her name is Ruth on the movie on Girl Next Door, but on this movie too with Blanche Boy, because there was a scene where they was at the edge of defeat where they could when Kevin Costner and Diane Lane's character was actually at the brink of not giving up, but they had the odds against them to the point where they feel like, you know what, can we get our grandson back? Like, can we get our grandson back? And the cops, well, it was one police officer. He actually tells him, like, you know, we have a history of knowing that you have lost your son. So maybe it's best off if your grandson stays with the wee boys. And he even goes off and ending the conversation by saying, your grandson's a wee boy now. I love this film, but the problems that was in this film is unavoidable. First of all, I wish that the wee boys had more screen time. They explained a little bit of why the wee boys have so much power in the Dakota area, and at the same time, why the police officers have protection over the wee boys. But I feel like they should have explained that more and expressed that more towards the film. I think they should have cut some scenes off of Diane Lane's character and Kevin Costner's character so we can get to know the wee boys' character as well, so we can know how threatening they are and why they want the grandson back, because they showed us the mental way of what the wee boys can do when it comes to their fighting, when it comes to them ganging up on people, when it comes to getting what they want, especially with the mother character. But I want to know what makes them, why everybody fears them so much. What makes them so threatening towards the area? I wish they explained that more. And the wife character, the one that lost her husband due to the accident, why is she such an asshole towards the mother? They had like clashes where like the mother was trying to tell like the wife, look, tell her daughter-in-law, you should come back with us. If they're treating you like shit, come back with us. And she was saying, just being distant, saying that, hey, they may not want me to come back. But that was not enough. It wasn't the only reason. She felt like the mother was being like a bitch towards her when they was together. They was having like certain arguments and certain distances towards each other. I wish they kind of expressed that more. I wish they showed some scenes of when they was arguing, so it can make the audience believe their debates, believe her decency. Because when you don't show that in the film, and when you have a character that is trying to be saved and she plays hard to get, it makes us hate the character. It does, because you know that you know where you at is not good. You know where you at is bad. But at the same time, when we give you help, you don't want to take it because of a grudge. If you don't show that grudge on a movie like this, it's like they're doing it for no reason. So that was my only two issues. But other than that, the movie is good. It's worth to watch. And for people who are not into Western films, who are not into like these type of Western like genres and stuff, because they may think it's boring, because they may think it drags. The movie does not drag at all. It gets right down to the point. And by me that watch a lot of movies, as you can see, Western films, I'm a little picky as well. But at the same time, I tolerate some of the drags if it's necessary. But I'm saying that to say this. If you don't like Western films, check out Let 'Em Go, because it would definitely win you over. I'm happy to give Let 'Em Go an A. This movie focuses on not just getting things down to the point, but the issue of it was so focused on those two characters to the point where everybody else didn't really matter to me. I wanted to see Diane Lane's character and Kevin Costner's character succeed. The problem was when things happened, we didn't really get that much dialogue to why it was happening. That was my issue with the film. Other than that, it was good from start to finish. If you are not a critic like me, you'll probably be satisfied with the film completely. But with me, I have to address it the way how I see it. This was a quick ass review anyway. But anyway, stay tuned for more of my upcoming reviews and videos coming your way. This is your critic teacher, and you guys have a good day.